Hello and good morning, beautiful divine love being. This is Infiniti, and this is 8/17 on Saturday, January 4th. Look at how beautiful this is here. We've got the sun coming through these gorgeous clouds out here. Look at this. Oh, what's happening there? Okie dokie. And a birdie, that was a stellar jay. Just absolutely beautiful here. I don't know what my phone is doing. Let's just go there. Okay. My animals, my dogs, Cora, Dreamer, and Macho Chacho, have decided to start playing over here right before I started. And, you know, I could go put them in the bedroom and shut it down, but that's nuts, right? Why would I do that as they're playing and having a good time in the morning? You know what I mean? Like, why would I shut this down? So they're gonna play. You're probably gonna hear them in the background. I hope you don't mind, but dogs need to play and I encourage them to play. Okay, so Saturday, it's our first Saturday of 2025. I hope that you're feeling motivated for this, year that you've kind of settled into and feel the energies. Switching over from 24 to 25, we are in our first Stargate of the year. And I encourage you, if you haven't watched my previous, I guess it would be 3 mornings, sunrise mornings on the Trinity River with Infiniti. I'm doing these every morning. I will be doing them live once I get 50 subscribers. So with that said, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I do all sorts of stuff. I'm sharing my life and my journey as a spiritual guide and healer, as I just moved to this wonderful, beautiful, magical property on the Trinity River that I was guided to. I'm so very blessed in so many ways. That I'm taken in my timeline to support me and my work and my life purpose by bringing me to places and spaces like this amazing place that I just love so much already. It feels like it's home. It is home. And anyway, I am guided to start this new channel. My old channel is Infiniti Infinite Empath Transfigurations. That is the name of my practice and my business and my website, Infinite Empath Transfigurations, and I am Infiniti. I had that channel for a while, several years. And it came through recently over the last couple months that maybe it's time to move on and have a new channel. Hey, you guys, now they're just being really loud. You guys. And I was like, okay, I'm open to that. That's fine. I love you. Yes, I do. I do love you, you silly goober. So yeah, I mean, I was like, okay, when? And, just let me know. And it wasn't until I moved in here that it was like, okay, now's the time. Now's the time. You're in this new place. You're in this new house. You're starting the new year. And I have been documenting my move our adventures discovering this property and everything around it. And it's only been a couple of weeks. We moved in on December, in the middle of the night between December 15th and December 16th, and it is January 4th. I just, over the last couple days, have put my plants where I think they're all going to be and started unpacking my crystals and my shells, and oh, I miss them so much, but I still have a long way to go. But this channel is to be the everything, me showing you more of my journey, like I said, as a human being, but also a divine incarnate spiritual guide, and whatever I'm guided to share of me and myself and my life. It is where I'm going to be doing either live or recorded tarot and oracle readings. I'm going to do my podcast through here. Everything is going to be here. And that's, maybe not the way marketers would say, stick to a certain thing, just do this or just do that. And that's just not the way I'm being guided to do it by my guides and guardians. I'm being guided to share more of myself and my life than I have before. I'm being guided to do more lives and connect more now that I'm here in this space. I think that so much has happened to upgrade and shift and change me to, and hey, you need to stop. Sorry, you need to stop. And especially, everything converging and moving and shifting, and it's been so much. It's so multi-layered, how we are, where we are, when we are, and everything that's come through is that just big doors are opening for being able to hold space, being able to be in a place where I can energetically, mentally, emotionally, physically, all the things, that I am in a state where that makes sense, where more makes sense. And it's just been gradual. Look at the birdie. Birdie. Oh, it's so awesome. Oh my God, this view is crazy. I'm so happy to share it with you. I apologize for my dog's nonstop whining. Do you want to go to the bedroom? Should I put you in the bedroom? Or are you going to sit down and be quiet? Cora, I'm busy. You need to sit down and be quiet. I know, she's watching the birds. There's another birdie up there. So exactly like what I'm dealing with right now, this is real life. This is real life right here. I'm talking to you on the video. Oh, look at that. Unbelievably beautiful. Hi, birdies. I think those are hawks. Oh my God. There was one that came right above me yesterday, just so low and slowed down and was right above me. And I did take video as soon as I could, but it was already past me by the time I was like, it's one of those, like, you want to be in the moment and watch everything, but at the same time, you're like, oh my God, I want to get this on video. It is so beautiful here right now. Wow, I miss the sun. There hasn't been much sun in the last month and a half. It's been a shit ton of rain and clouds and storms. So much. And I'm not going to get started into geoengineering and chemtrails and all that stuff. That is a real thing. I'm highly aware. Gaia made me aware. I didn't know of all that stuff until Gaia herself, Mother Nature. Oh my God, these birds, are those ravens? Are they ravens? Oh my God. They're so, oh, look at this buggy. That is a carpenter bug. I think these might be ravens. Oh my goodness gracious. Is there not, is it one went by, I got a closer, like, oh, there we go. No, they have really long wings. Okay, I'm not sure if you know what they are. Let me know, because at first I thought hawks, but there's way too many of them. And I don't, they look just black. Cora's watching them too. She's like, huh, Cora, are you watching the birdies? And I put seed right out here. Whoopsie, I put seed right out here. So all the birds, the sparrows are the most badass. Like they'll just sit there, I'll be standing and walking around and they don't move. Like some of them do. Oh, how pretty is that? And the birdies. Oh man. So beautiful. Just wow. Just wow. I am so very grateful to be here. Anyway, so I want to do these, oops, I should pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm shuffling cards because I'm guided to pull a card from the Beyond Lemuria deck. But I want to do these live every morning, and I need to have 50 subscribers before YouTube will let me do that. You need to stop. You need to stop. So we'll see how long that takes. I just saw 1, 2, 3, 4 on the video. And until then, I'll do these recorded. I hope people start watching them, because so far the first 3 really haven't had very many views, and that's honestly kind of disappointing. I know the first one was kind of long, 40 something minutes. This one might be longer too. Yesterday's was shorter. I go with, I talk about and I do it the way I'm guided to do it. I don't, I can't be dictated by being under a certain amount of time, because that's just pressure that I don't need. And if you're here for the messages, you're here for the messages. You'll, want to be here. You'll want to watch my videos. You'll want to see the birds. I think I'll turn off these lights though. Let me put this right here for a second. You want to go outside? Okay, go outside. She's driving me nuts. All her whining. Oops, sorry, that was out of focus. Oh, birdies. Birdies. I'm literally right on the edge. Like that is a cliff. It's all cliff right here. There's my, look at her. Now she's outside terrorizing me. She's outside. Here she goes. She can go far and wide, and she does. She'd rather us be out there with her. She looks at me like, you need to come with me. And it's like, I can't always go outside when you want to go outside. Sorry. Oh, goodness gracious. Look at this. Wow. Anyhow, as I was saying, I hope people start watching these, because if they don't, then I won't be motivated. If people don't watch, I'm not going to be motivated to do them. It's like, that's how it just is with everything. Like there's only so much effort I'll put in on my own by myself without getting any like positive feedback, or even if people aren't clicking and watching, then it's like, all right, obviously people aren't interested and they don't want this, so I'm going to stop doing it. I feel like if people want, like I'm open to do whatever I'm guided to do, but I'm not just doing it for myself, by myself, So anyway, we shall see. We'll give it a little bit of time here. I think doing them live every day is going to be a total game changer though. But anyway, here we go. This is the Beyond Lemuria. It's really cool artwork by Izzy Ivy, sorry. She does all sorts of cool stuff. Her artwork is really cool. I know she gets it downloaded to her, and she's very talented. She's also she does both the artwork and channels the messages to go with the artwork. And this deck was actually pretty pivotal in helping me sort out things from my move a couple years ago, or it'll be June. In June, it'll be 2 years ago that I moved to Northern California from the mountains of Northern California, from the mountains of Southern California. This is my second home in Northern California. I moved 3.5 hours west, an hour and I guess about 15 minutes to Eureka and the bay, the coast, which I'm super excited, and I haven't been yet, but I will. Super, super, super excited to be close to the ocean again. It's been a long time. And anyway, this Beyond Lemuria deck was something that I was guided to and really helped me with messages and bringing things in and connecting to Shasta and Lemuria even more than I already was, which was quite a lot. As I saw 1717 on there. So let's see what card we get. I just shuffled a whole bunch. And this is the top card. Evolution. Oh my goodness. Look at this amazing card. Whoopsie. Evolution. Card number 24. Look at that. Changing our DNA, lighting up. Water, 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 water. Water is such a big deal when it comes to our healing. Whoa, too much, too bright. Took a while there to catch up. When it comes to our healing, when it comes to our maintenance, when it comes to our evolution, literally, water is such a big deal. Okay, so card number 24, evolution. Let's do it. Growth, overcoming challenges, gracefully riding the waves of life, expanding out of a problem, flourishing in the face of change, thriving in new environments, being unperturbed. What does personal evolution mean to you? Is it about growth, expansion, adaptation, success, or becoming a better version of yourself? What does personal evolution mean to you? Yeah, think about that. Growth, expansion, adaptation, success, or becoming a better version of yourself. Perhaps it speaks to an ability to move through difficulties. However good we are at surfing the waves of life, we all face surging tides of challenging ups and downs at times. When we try to hide from our trials, they get even bigger and more overwhelming. We can dive into them or surf them for growth and transformation. We might also flow with the current of least resistance, allowing the waves to wash over us and inspire a deeper sense of compassion and strength. Sorry, I need to take a pause here. I keep getting visions of a whole other thing as I'm reading this, and it's kind of distracting. So just give me a second. I mean, it's connected to this, so that's why I'm seeing it, but okay. I'm going to reread this. However good we are at surfing the waves of life, we all face surging tides of challenging ups and downs at times. When we try to hide from our trials, they get even bigger and more overwhelming. We can dive into them or surf them for growth and transformation. We can dive into them or surf them for growth and transformation. I think it's doing both. I don't know why she says or. I think we need to dive into them and we need to surf them. We might also flow with the current of least resistance, allowing the waves to wash over and inspire a deeper sense of compassion and strength. How we meet our challenges contributes to our growth and evolution. So this is one of the things why me moving here and living here, not just in this little town or whatever, but specifically this house, specifically with this view, specifically with this access to the river that I have privately, like to be there with literally nobody there. Is so I can bring in these new energies. See the flow of the river coming in and all of the expansive clearing energies, being able to see far and even around the bend of the river. That is very symbolic and very energetically something that we need as much as possible, which helps me, and that helps me help everybody else. And the flow, how it says also we might also flow with the current of least resistance. That is the entire, if we're gonna say one thing about river symbology and energy, it is to flow with the river, not to go against it, but to go with it, to not be in resistance. And that is such an important thing to master for yourself. It's not easy. As I see 23. And what's really interesting about right here is that right under me at my own special little place down here, you'll see there's this huge, it's even bigger than you see here. It's really big. It basically goes from all the way over here to all the way over there. And it's just this inlet. And you can just chill there, pretty like you're not going to be moving like you will be over here or over there, going downriver, all in here. Come on. All over here, you're just going to chill. And on top of that, there are all these rocks that you can sit on and pools and stuff. It's absolutely amazing. And we have to understand that our flow sometimes means to flow in stasis, flow and just chill for a bit. And this view of the river gives us all of that. So it supports all of these types of energies, the swirling action that you see over here, the spiral swirls. happen really strong over by the rocks that get surges and then huge spirals, huge swirls, multiple at a time. If you want to pay attention to that on the video, it's pretty cool. But anyway, I was guided to just point all this out. There we go. There's a surge, and then there'll be these swirls, these spirals. So as the, you know, water's doing this and that, and it's really cool. But just to think of that, like, that's why I was guided to do these dailies with the view, not just sitting in front of the computer with a, you know, mountain background like I could have, but it's about you connecting with the energies that are being, you know, worked with right now with what this is. So anyway, pay attention to that, because this is all talking about, remember we said water, it's talking about waves, it's talking about the current. This is all, she doesn't specifically call out water, but she's talking, this is all water, this is all river energy, and that's exactly where we are right now. And this is the evolution card. So this river and this water encoded, activated as it moves through here, as it comes in, we're receiving and we're transmuting and we're connecting so much. So it's very purple sparrows. So it's very purposeful to pay attention to that. Like, this isn't just for the pretty view. This is to really connect with the energies that are flowing through here for our evolution. Okay, I'm going to continue. We rarely know how many fails went into someone's success. Do your best. Be aware that success is rarely instant. It may take years of persistence. The idea that a project, quest, or realization should come together quickly and perfectly can freeze creativity. Life is about the process. Success is about perseverance. That is not to say we should keep pushing uphill if we are not feeling it. Obligation does not have the passion and determination to press through challenges. The notion that love will find a way is relevant, as challenges are more likely to be surmounted when you have a spark of passion and enjoyment in your heart. So consider what drives your bigger picture plans and what inspired you to take this path, to chase this dream. Success is linked to doing what you love. It takes time to get good at something. When you love what you are doing, you keep going through the failures and disappointments until you meet success. There are challenges we have no power or control over. In those circumstances, our evolution is more of an internal process. How can we strive to see the silver lining? Find the gratitude, the learnings, and do what you feel you need to do to be real and honest with your feelings. Evolution or life mastery is attempting every wave with courage, grace, and poise. It is about meeting challenges, learning to glide across the emotionally charged waters of life, and bringing joy, humor, and lightheartedness along as you weave your light in the world. Divinatory meaning. Look for ways that you can flourish in the face of challenge. Tap into your original passion and remember why you chose the path that brought you to where you are now. Break a problem down to its elements and be creative in how you tackle them. Consider how you make it more fun and inspiring. Alternatively, be present and ask how you can learn, grow, and become stronger through what is happening to you. And I'm going to say right here, it's not happening to you. It's happening for you. If you can maintain that truth, because it is true, it's not just a cliche. If you can be like, this is happening for me, how do I need to see it all as something to strengthen me, to benefit me? because we have the power to do that or not to do that, very simply, and how to do that. Okay. Focus on the aspects of your situation that make it all worth it. Draw on the inner resources that can pull you through. You have the qualities you need to shine, so don't lose sight of the bigger picture. You may be pushed to greater and deeper learnings. And it might be an uncomfortable process, but the strength, growth, and wisdom that come from journeying through the eye of the storm and embodying this knowledge is something no teacher can show you. Oh boy. So yeah, our evolution is truly, when people are like, I want to spiritually evolve. I'm spiritually awake and I want to evolve and I want to be able to do all the things. And, because and you believe that there is a process to your awakening, to your healing. And at one point you're like, you see other people have evolved and the things that they have accomplished or experienced or can do now or feel now that they didn't one way or another, or know now, whatever, have talents, have abilities, have powers, have a life that you wish you had, or something like it. So it's possible. You've seen other people's evolution, right? So that's inspiring. That's kind of the name of the game is, if we're going to teach by doing, not by just talking about it. And so it's about, when my clients come to me and start to really evolve, they are excited to share that with others that need that as well. And it's just a natural thing that to happen, is to be like, oh my God, I found this thing, I found this person, I found this way of being or whatever that is, transforming me, it's evolving me, you should really check it out. And it's always so lovely and sweet, but at the same time, it's like not everybody is ready for that, even though that's exactly what would help them, is to heal and evolve and shift their reality. And the deal is that evolving and healing is work, and it takes effort and energy and time and serious intent, and it's challenging because as you evolve, as you heal, things shift and change and more come up for more of all of it. And it takes time and it's not easy. And there's no way to dictate the speed of it and exactly how your evolution goes. And there's nobody judging it either, except that's a you thing. We all have that individual kind of thing. We were talking about this in our Oracle group 2 nights ago. The Luminous Oracle Tribe that I highly suggest checking into. And it was really, wait, I lost my train of thought. I'm like, wait a second. I've interrupted myself. Oh my gosh, where was I? I was talking about how we have challenges through our evolution. Oh my gosh, I hate it when that happens. You guys remind me. They're usually good at reminding me where I was. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hate it when that happens. I apologize. Well, anyway, okay. I'll pick up somewhere else. Darn it. It's not coming through. We were just talking about this. I remember this part. We were just talking about this in our Oracle Tribe meeting. Yeah, it's not coming to me. I don't understand. Oh boy. We talked about a lot of stuff in the Oracle meeting, so I'm just kind of like, all right, that's not helping. I don't know. Sorry. Anyway, I'll just get back to I was kind of talking about different things, how people want to, kind of share that evolution thing, but, kind of deep down, we know that evolving is not easy. It's going to be jam-packed with challenges. And the challenges are what help us evolve. They are the medicine. That's why it happens for us, not to us. We have constructed our reality in a certain way, and we're supported in that because that's the medicine that we need. And either we're going to take our medicine consciously or not. And if we're conscious about it, then the evolution will be faster because we can control how we perceive and handle that. And that's something that through my evolution from the very beginning, Cora is back. Through my evolution from the very beginning, it was like, all of these crazy, difficult things kept happening. And eventually I understood, and it came through, like, this is happening because you are who you are and you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do. And you have to understand that the challenges are to slow you down. And you can either allow that and be displaced by all the challenges and be put in a state of chaos and turmoil and fear and depletion and let it tumble you down into annihilation eventually. Or you can see it as the exact thing you need to get you stronger and to figure out how to overcome it and to work with us to get you through it and to have faith that you will and we will together, and you're going to be in a better place because of it. And I was like, yeah, that sounds good. I like option number 2 way better. Because option number 1 has been the state of affairs most of my life for 40 plus years. And I was tired of that. And I saw enough of, I experienced enough of 2 here and there. Hi, Bubba. I'm glad you're back, Lucky Debbie. I experienced enough of 2 here and there to know that that existed. And I knew that I was guided my whole life. I was just not tuned into it. It was very complicated. I made matcha, green matcha today. Oh my God. I get the best matcha. It's expensive, but it's so good. It's the best. It's the absolute best. If you're interested in what that is, leave a comment and I will give you the link. There's so many birdies going by. I hope you can see that. I was looking at the birds, not the video. Anywho, so once again, this evolution card, notice, the flow. She's got really cool, jellyfish there, but notice the flow. Why did it just why is my camera being so weird today? the DNA, because we literally, when we evolve, we literally change on a DNA level. We literally change when we do it enough. We've healed enough and we're upgraded enough. We will actually structurally change. Like my body, my skeleton, my everything, my skull has shifted. We'll talk about that more at another time, but you literally evolve and shift and change as you heal, transmute energy, receive upgrades, and raise your vibration. And you raise your vibration by doing exactly what we were just talking about, going through the challenges and getting stronger. Getting stronger means having more light, having more clear connections, and having a higher vibration. Obviously, that supports those clear connections. You have to tune in to, you can only tune into the frequency of what is near you. And you can only be near whatever it is by being in that area. And you only be in that area by going through other areas. So as you go through those other areas, you're going through different layers and frequencies and higher frequencies. So as you do that, you can tune into the higher frequencies. It's not that it's not there. It's that you're not able to hear it. It's not in a frequency you can pick up on because you're not close enough. Get closer. Raise your vibration. So we need to, growth says, she says here, evolution, growth, overcoming challenges, gracefully riding the waves of life, expanding out of a problem, flourishing in the face of change, thriving in a new environment, being unperturbed. How bothered are you going to allow yourself to be? And I have been dealing recently with a challenge, and it has been definitely triggering and bothersome, and I have been perturbed. Let's just say I have been perturbed. And as I read this whole oracle, it was like, how you handle this is everything. How, soft or hard you are is totally 100% up to you, and where you want to be, how you want to feel. And all of that is true. All of that is true. And this has made me think a lot about other people and other situations and similar things and boundaries and lies and deceit and the spiritual war on so many levels, and what is exactly going on and what is illusion and all sorts of shit. And this kind of thing is par for the course when I'm in an upgrade, because it's the kind of thing that causes dissonance. And when there's dissonance, it's hard to be at peace. It's hard to ground. It's hard to be in a state of love and unconditional love when you're being fucked with, basically, right? That's the challenge. How do you maintain your high vibration when you're being fucked with? And you're being fucked with on different levels, but it all boils down to just fuck with her, disturb her, disturb the force, disturb the light, disturb the love, disturb what, can be amazing, and knock it down, make it something light, turn it into something dark, basically. The more that can happen, the better that is for the dark side. And that's exactly what they want. They want all of us, divine incarnates. They want all of us to disappear. And they work on that in a lot of ways. They work on us being sick and ineffective and dying, and definitely not evolving, definitely not, overcoming challenges and being successful as a divine incarnate. Because if we're successful as a divine incarnate, if we're living beautiful, magical lives and we're just upgrading, then we're helping others to live beautiful, magical lives, upgrading too, because we're adding a piece of the energy of the puzzle of ascension and consciousness and evolution to the mix. And that's a bad thing for the dark side. That's exactly what they don't want us to do. So someone like me, who is an instigator of evolution, a supporter, a messenger, a guide for evolution, that is not okay. So I have had a lot of opposition always in some way to disturb the force, to disturb the peace, to disturb my focus, to cause me to, not do the things I should be doing and thinking about and engaging in, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And helping other people grow and heal and evolve is definitely a problem. So, we have to be extremely conscious and aware of the bigger, grander picture. Because if you choose to ignore it and decide that it's all, rainbows and whatever, rainbows and crystals, then, and love and light, then you're literally working for the dark side, because you choose to be oblivious and you're going to play into whatever is in the name of that. You have to know for a fact, you have to know that there is and has been for many millennia a spiritual war going on. And us divine incarnates have been involved in that in our incarnations here upon Gaia many times. This is not our first rodeo. It's just that most of us are still oblivious to that fact. And we're at a time now where more and more people are starting to pick up on things and wake up and get conscious. And I hope that more and more people are guided and magnetized to me, the more settled in and grounded in and activated here. And, when all my shit is out of boxes and I can start to implement all the things that have come through and share all these things that have come through over the last few months to get me here, and bring more and more people in, and more people can understand and see the bigger picture, see where they've been played with and manipulated by dark forces, that, we, all of us have. And, our fears, our illusions, our past history in this lifetime and others come through to help us heal those wounds. But the problem is that the dark side also sees all of that and tries to exploit our vulnerabilities to keep us in disarray, in complete, distraction. Chaos and distraction is the name of the game for the dark side. So if there's any kind of negative energy attached to something, if it's causing chaos and distraction, it is exactly the opposite of something that's going to, that's something of the light. You have to turn it to light. You have to see it and any challenge as an opportunity for overcoming challenges, for growing. Again, gracefully riding the waves of life, expanding out of a problem, flourishing in the face of change, thriving in new environments, being unperturbed, mastering your frequency, be unfuckable with, that whole thing. Like, you are the player in your game that calls the shots as to how you're going to process, react, or respond to anything. And there are forces of light and dark that are, pulling and tugging on you one way and the other to get you to go a certain way, either for your benefit or for your demise. See that for what it is. And tune yourself in and maintain yourself and see it all as, if you need to see it as a game, see it as a game. It's a war. It's a spiritual war, but it is very gamey. It definitely is very gamey. Because it takes awareness and strategy and resources and connections and, ammunition. But as we always say, we don't fight the dark by fighting the dark. We fight the dark by being the light. By tuning into a space and a place like we have here right now in this moment with the sun coming through and tuning into the light and how beautiful that is. It's not to say that we don't love and appreciate and embrace our shadow side. I'm not talking about that. We need to. It's the balance that we need for sure. We need to embrace our dark side. And I laugh because that's where dark humor comes in so great, where we can laugh at the wrong things, have little fantasies that, we're not trying to invoke, but we're just blowing off some steam, that are maybe darker than light. That's our shadow side. Let ourselves, say the fucks and the shits and the son of a bitch and the motherfuckers and whatever, blow off some steam. That's a conversation I had a long time ago with my guides and guardians. We're talking about archangels, ascended masters, and here I am, fuck this and fuck that and fuck you and fuck off. fuck. Fuck has been my favorite word my entire life. Fucking love. It's very, I say love a lot and I say fuck a lot. And like, I fucking love it. We could put them together. That's always fun. But I'm like, is this a problem? Do I have to, not? And they said, no, because that is your expression. That is, it's word, it's energy, and you need to blow off steam. And that is one way that you can do that. Just, do it consciously. When people they're using, fuck every other word and it just becomes meaningless. Oh, come on. There we go. Look at that whole tree. That is a whole tree. Holy moly. I wonder if it's going to end up on our beach. Wow, a whole tree went by. Gaia told me, she's like, look at that. Get that. She says, just as the landscape evolves, just as I evolve, as I shift and change, and water changes to rain, and trees fall into the river, there's evolution. It's structural. It's energetic. We need to understand that our evolution comes with challenges, but they're our medicine. That's our medicine. And we are guided to gulp down as much medicine as we can, as efficiently, as effectively, as consciously as possible, through a state of sovereignty, of balance, of flow, of remembrance of who we are, what we are. And if that's as basic as I am a divine incarnate, I am here on a mission of evolution for myself and humanity, then the other shit will figure itself out. Don't worry about it. Pay attention to you. Go where you're guided. Listen to messages. Read things. Experience things. Whatever that it needs to be. It's different all the time for everyone. And there's so many different tools at our disposal. And we'll be talking about all of those things as we move forward. I'm going to do a series called Why I. So it's like why I take really hot baths. Why I stopped eating meat. Why I, whatever. Just the why I do what I do. Why I've been guided to do what I've been guided to do. Why I live my life the way that I do as a psychic, physical, empath, divine incarnate, spiritual guide. It's not, that doesn't mean that you have to or you're obligated to, do what I do, why I do it. But it might inspire you to shift some things to help yourself out. Because it's all about, like, when we live a certain way to support who and what we are, we're maximizing everything to our benefit. We need to see it for what it is and know what the things are that we need to do for ourselves to help ourselves do life and do ascension and do the challenges. Because we can make it as easy for ourselves as possible or as difficult for ourselves as possible. We have the choice in that. So you decide, do you want the easy way or do you want the hard way? Easy doesn't mean without a degree of difficulty of challenges. It just means it's an easier way to get through those difficult challenges. You can either have challenges and make those challenges hard, or have challenges and make those challenges as easy as possible. It doesn't mean that the challenge isn't there. It means that you get to dictate how you handle whatever and how you move through that and what that creates in the future for yourself, because you're constantly creating your future in the now. That is your evolution. You're creating your future in the now. Every decision, every micro decision is creating your future right now. And the energy of the river and the water coming towards us is to help us understand and see how we're creating the future in the now, and have that in the back of our minds always. I have faith more than fear that I am going to be in a state of receptivity to guidance, to seeing more, to having bigger and wider perspective of what's coming and what's around me, so I can strategically move through my life to my greatest benefit. Those are my highest possible timelines, and I dictate that. That is my choice. Which way is the tug of war going to take me is my choice. Am I leaning this way or that way? Am I resisting? Am I flowing? Oh, I'm remembering now what I was going to say, that Am I resisting or am I flowing? We have the choice in that. There is a tug of war. There is what we choose to experience for ourselves. In the sense of how we're leaning into the energies, and how do we know when to lean and when to not. Like, okay, we have to be real with ourselves and say, no, I'm pushing through because I am going to rise to the challenge that I'm facing right now and push through. And I'm not going to let anything stop me. You need to know when that's the thing to do, or when it's like, all the messages are saying that I need to stop right now and not keep pushing through because I want to control things and I'm being stubborn. Which way is the way to go there? Think about that. As it was 1:01:11, 11:11. If you minus the zeros, I need some more matcha. So that takes discernment. That takes checking in with yourself. That takes a certain amount of spiritual adulting and maturity to go, I need to check myself. Are the messages coming through because I want to see it through? I'm being stubborn. This is my ego. This is my fear, whatever, and I'm twisting it in a way that supports me doing whatever it is or not. Or is this really the messages and the energy that I'm feeling to do or not to do? You need to discern that for yourself. You need to be as clear as you possibly can be. And that's where all the tools that we have afforded to us that we can use and tap into to help us understand all that, to help us clear the fog and clear the windshield kind of thing, and help us see where the fuck we're supposed to go and read the signs. Not the way we want to go, but the signs that tell us how to go. Right? Like, think about that. If you're planning a trip, and you can choose, I choose to have my GPS cut in and out and give me wrong and confusing information. So I'm spending double the amount of time to get where I need to go because the GPS is giving me all sorts of bullshit. And it may say, go this, go left. And I may be like, oh, but right looks like a way better view to, or way better whatever. And I'm also deciding that I don't want to listen to GPS just because I decide I want to do this instead of that, even though the messages are telling me to do this. I'm going, well, why should I? And what is that going to get me? And what's that, is that worth my time? And and all these questions. That's like one of the most frustrating things for me as a human. This isn't something that like our guides and guardians really get frustrated by, because they see us as little baby children that are like, okay, let's just review one more time. Yeah. They just are here to support us. They don't judge us. Like for me as a human, when people are just like I'm like, here's the guidance. And then it's like a shit ton of resistance and questions and excuses and reasons why and this and that and blah, blah, blah. It's like, why can't we just go, I take the guidance at face value and I'm going to do what the guidance does. Most people don't do that. Most people have to question and weigh and spend time and this and that. And that's something that as a child, when I started getting messages from the angels for people, from their guardian angels, and it became a whole thing. I was doing these meetings, these parties every single week on Friday. It was usually on Saturday nights, where it was this huge community that we were connected to when I was a child at 5, before 5 years old. But at 5 years old is when I started getting messages for people. And I was a very mature 5-year-old. I was just not a normal kid by any stretch of the imagination. And everybody said it. Like, she's like a little adult in a baby body kind of, or a kid. Like, you don't even know how many times I heard that. My parents heard that. It was like, yeah, she does not act like a kid at all. It was kind of freaky to a lot of people, but like in a good way, because I was like just one of them. And in a lot of ways, like more mature than them as a 5, 6, 7-year-old. It was wild. But anyway, I would get messages and became a thing. And we would have they already had these weekly get-togethers, but it became, come to the get-together and ask your questions and get answers and be guided. And they knew that it was absolutely 100% real, because as a child, I mean, first of all, it was personal, private information that I would just know. So people had to be okay with me just saying shit that everybody would then know about, because it was coming out the way it was coming out, and people were they were like scared by it and freaked out by it, but also like enthralled and super like, whoa, do me, but fuck, what's she gonna say? What's gonna come out, But what eventually ended that was after a couple years of people, basically wanting to get information but not wanting to implement the guidance that they would get to solve their problems, whatever they were, because there was always like, okay, this is what's going on, this is how you're feeling, this is true, this is what's happening, this is how to deal with it, this is the advice, this is the solution, like things like that. It wasn't just like, oh, this is happening in your life, so people would be like, oh wow, she knows what's happening in my life. It was like, no, you got actual guidance to do stuff. And that's the way I do things now. Like, whenever, it's not just a reading to tell you what's going on or what will happen, it's to tell you how to make things happen. The advice to go for how to move forward, what to do. And that's like what we should have for ourselves. What am I supposed to do? And how am I supposed to do it? And when am I supposed to do it? And with whom? And like all the answers, like how, when, what, where, why, to know at least one step at a time how to fill in those blanks. Maybe not the whole book, but sentence by sentence. And people just wouldn't. They would get all the fill in the blanks, but then they would just ignore it. And it weighed on me. It irritated me. It triggered me. And I was a child and I didn't understand, like, what is wrong with people? Why can't they, they keep coming back with the same thing. I'm like, I'm repeating myself. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. You're not doing the thing that you're supposed to be doing. Nothing has changed. And it just was so annoying to me. I just saw 18. It was so annoying to me as a child that I just was, and I was sitting there repeating myself to people. I mean, some people did what they were supposed to do, what they were guided to do. And then, they would have results and they would be like, yeah, I did, the guidance, what she told me and what they said, and I did it. And this is how it worked out. You should do, there was people that would, try to get other people to actually do the things, but they weren't the majority. And I just didn't understand. It just became very frustrating for me when all the other kids were out, playing, hide and seek or tag or riding bikes or getting into pools or dancing or, putting on little skits or whatever the fuck they were doing. I was inside with all their parents repeating myself. It was ridiculous. I just saw 1919. Wow. It was crazy. And then on top of that, my mom came to me and said, well, we were actually driving to one of the things and I was in the back seat and I was just like, this sucks. I am not into this shit, like, I don't want to do this. I'm just going to be repeating myself. It's so annoying. And my mom chimes in with, how about when you give people their messages, you're just not so serious. You just lighten it up a bit. And I was just like, that's it. I can't. I just can't. I can't do that. No. Because it was like, for me, I didn't know what blasphemy was, but I was like, or whatever that, understanding and definition is. But it was like, that is just not okay. You just don't do that. You don't, and I know what censorship meant either, but I knew what she was telling me to do. She was telling me to censor, to augment, to shift the messages so what came out wasn't so serious. But it was like, what? Like, that's nuts. And there was no argument. And I just went, you know what? Honestly, I've been trying to figure out how to tell you this, but I haven't been getting any messages. Like, I'm worried that we're going to get to this party and people are going to want to hear from their, angels. And they haven't been telling me like anything. Like, I'm not connected anymore. Like, I can't do it. I'm afraid you are going to be mad. So I didn't tell you until now. And she literally almost ran us off the road because she physically turned around and looked me in the face, looked me in the eyes, and to check to see if I was lying or not. And I was lying. I didn't tell the truth. And because I always told the truth. And she was like, you're lying. She called me out immediately. She goes, you're lying. Why are you doing that? Why are you saying that? And I was like, oh, shit. Uh-oh. It was such a spontaneous thing, And she was right. That's the thing. She was right. And I said, no, it's true. And I had to just bear down and stick to the story and, set myself free. And it made me so happy. I got to, I made a lot of people disappointed, especially the host for that night, but she was really sweet. And I just, next thing I knew, I was in the pool with everybody and they were like, what are you doing here? And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. They were like, cool. And then I just played with them and eventually it did stop because I didn't want the burden of it. I didn't want to be tied down to telling people what to do to help them when they weren't going to do it for themselves. Like, why should I spend my time and my energy on this if you're not going to listen to me? Is the way that I saw it as a child. Like, why is it so hard for adults to just do what they're told to do? They want us to listen to them telling us what to do all the time. And half of that shit doesn't even make sense. Like, I was resentful and judgmental. And it wasn't good for me. And it took many decades to full circle that back to doing that exact thing that I did when I was a child, which was getting messages and telling people what to do. And when the challenges of that is to be detached and be spiritually mature myself, to not let their resistance affect me and me to continue to evolve regardless of resistance. But also with that said, I'm not meant to help everybody that may think they want it. I very actively am guided away from helping certain people who won't do for themselves, are resistant, won't take the prescription and go fill it, so to speak. They just keep tossing them in the trash. It's like, well, I'm spinning my time here, spinning my wheels here and wasting my time here. I can just do other things that actually are beneficial to me and the collective instead of spending time on somebody who's spinning my wheels and irritating me because they expect me to do all the heavy lifting and them just to benefit from, whatever, like, okay, my life's just supposed to change when you do your energy work or you whatever. And I'm like, no, that's not the way that it works. You have to do for yourself. And so it's just very interesting. But now as an adult, I can handle that better, It's like, and that doesn't mean that like, you know, like I've had clients that were very resistant, and that was part of my medicine, is to learn to not be triggered, to learn to have patience, to learn to, you know, when it's that exact thing, like, is this something to put my time and energy in, or is this someone to put my time and energy in, or not, you know? And when I hear yes, but it's going to be challenging, I'm like, all right, then. But then at some point, I'm going to have a client that is not going to be as challenging and is going to, you know, implement and is going to take their medicine without resistance, and it's going to balance itself out. And I have seen that happen. Okay, so this is going to end now. I hope that for those of you who have watched and gotten to the end of this and watched this beautiful view and this beautiful sunrise, this is exactly what I was guided to do, is to sit here and bring us the morning again in real time, live, as soon as I have 50 subscribers. But until then, I'm going to be uploading ASAP. It's kind of a process, but I hope that you found value and benefit in this video today. And if you have, please be sure to subscribe, put on the bell to get notified of all my videos. Support me by watching every video, or at least pressing play and putting on mute. Even if you don't have time, as soon as you can after it's released, because that helps the algorithm, and you can come back and watch again in full volume. Or listen again in full volume, but like, and please comment. I haven't got barely any comments on any of my videos, and comments are really what the algorithm on YouTube loves, probably more than likes and shares, is comments, because that really shows effort. Even if it's just emojis, but a little sentence, a little something. And that's also an energy exchange for me. I do this and I spend my time doing this, not to hear myself talk. I could be doing other things, but to be of benefit, to be motivational, to be inspirational to your evolution, which is exactly what came through today. And I hope that these messages help you moving forward. You can always donate on my website. I will take any amount of donation, $1, $5, $10, $20, $40, $100, whatever. I appreciate that. I do need money, definitely, especially right now. This move was expensive and very unexpected. I will just say that. So donations are graciously welcome, but I really appreciate your engagement, your shares, your likes, your subscribes, your comments. And check out my website, Infinite Empath Transfigurations, or infiniteempath.com. You can contact me through the website, check out my articles on Medium, follow me on X, go to my Mighty Networks, and join my open sacred space and my private sacred space, and check out all my groups. I have amazing groups, and subscribe to my email list, because coming very shortly, I have so many things and so many new things and so many updates that are coming that I am so excited about. I just need to get to a certain point of unpacking. And I also, do life at the same time. So I'm going to get to that as soon as possible. But if you're on my subscribe list, you will be the first to know of everything going on, and be able to partake and be part of these different things, and join or schedule whatever, because there's really cool things coming up that I know people are going to be very excited about. So with that said, have a beautiful rest of your Saturday. Sending big love. Thanks for watching again this video, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.